let's talk about the NBA playoffs, and let's specifically talk about um, the Lakers and Warriors series. This has been a good series so far. As I'm recording this, the Warriors had won game 2. So and they won in dominant fashion. I mean, they won by 27 points. So um, this is the thing that I saw from game 1 to game 2. So game 1 here, Anthony Davis was spectacular. Could not be stopped. Was making, it seemed like, every shot that he was taking. It was great. Vanderbilt really did a great job defensively on Steph Curry. I think they put up one of those things on the. I can't even think of the thing I'm trying to think of, but they put up on the screen that Steph Curry is shooting, 2 of 10 in game 1 when he was guarded by Vanderbilt. So he was doing a fantastic job. LeBron James, got to kind of sit back and not really have to push too hard on scoring or, making this fancy pass. He was just able to, sit back, assess what's going on and then react. The Warriors did make kind of a comeback, and they ended up tying the game at one point, but then the Lakers kind of pulled ahead and ended up winning that game. And that was a little concerning, was when they really needed to, put their foot on the Warriors' throat. They weren't able to do it. It was kind of more they put it on the chin and thought they had it on their throat. And unfortunately, they were coming back. Now, this is the thing that you're going to see throughout the whole series. Golden State is a great shooting team. The Lakers are not. Okay? Both teams are really good defensively. I would say I think the Lakers have a little bit more defenders you're going to trust. Like, yes, you're going to trust Draymond Green. You're going to trust Klay Thompson, even though his defense has been kind of lackluster lately. Steph Curry is okay defensively, but, he is a little bit smaller. He's not as strong as most of the guys he's going to have to guard. So, I would still put him at a decent defender. Kayvon Looney, when he is playing, is really good defensively as well. So, and he's a guy that you're okay if he's guarding a guard, out in the open, and you feel good that he'll still be able to put up a good defense or contest on a shot. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words here. So I really do think that the Warriors have a good defense, but I do think the Lakers have a slightly better. And what I mean by that is LeBron, he was turning it on his defense in game 1. Anthony Davis had his defense in game 1. Jared Vanderbilt, as I had already talked about. You can even throw out Malik Beasley. He didn't really see time, but he could be a good defensive player when he's out there. And then you talk about Dennis Schroeder. His hands are so quick. He just knows how to steal, when to steal. He was doing really good as well. So I feel like there's a few more defenders that you trust to be good defensively on the Lakers than the Warriors. And then the other thing is the Lakers are very tough to stop when they go inside. But this is the issue that happened in game 2. In game 2, if you haven't watched, or if you have, whatever, the Lakers stopped going inside. They were dominating. LeBron was doing great every time he was going inside. Anthony Davis was getting good looks, and he just wasn't making his shots. Vanderbilt had a couple of shots where he was like wide open and couldn't drain it. Rui Hachimura was really the only guy, minus LeBron James, who was going inside and being successful. I think D'Angelo Russell needs to try and commit to going inside a little bit more. Yes, he's a great shooter, but that allows him, if he goes inside, he's actually a pretty decent finisher. So you have to respect when he goes inside. You can't just leave him open. And I think at that point, then he could dish it out to whoever and, get in a wide open 3 or a jumper or whatever. And I just felt like he didn't do that in game 2. So my thing for game 3, which is going to be Saturday, they're going to be playing, is Anthony Davis, first of all, has to be better. he was horrible today. And he gets in these modes where he's like, if he's not hitting his shot, then he just really tries to get a foul call. And it's like, dude, you can't go for in the playoffs. They're not going to call as many. So what you have to do is you just have to play basketball. You have to play street basketball. And if they finally call a foul, then you earned it, you know? So I just feel like he really relies too much on trying to get a call here, trying to get a call there. I just feel like Anthony Davis is going to have to focus a little bit more, and really just focus on playing the game versus trying to just get all these foul calls all the time. Because if you're focusing on that, you're not focusing on what you're trying to do defensively and or offensively. So, and like I said, D'Angelo Russell needs to go inside more, create, open things up. LeBron needs to go inside more. Another thing that I did notice too is when the Lakers were starting to kind of drift apart from the Warriors, the score was, it was getting to 10 point lead for the Warriors, then 11, then 12, then it was like 16 and something. And the Lakers try to get out of it by shooting threes. And it's like, that's not your game. That's the Warriors game. And you're playing their game, which means you're telling me, and this was literally in the third quarter, that you're giving up. It tells me that you've given up and you're not going to catch up without hitting a few threes, which is possible. But if you start seeing the ball go in the basket, whether it's a layup, whether it's a dunk, whether it's just a little jumper or a hook shot, whatever it is, you start gaining that confidence back. And I kind of hate to compare it to this, but it just kind of puts it in perspective for me. That like when I play basketball, I think I've said on here multiple times, I play Tuesdays and Thursdays with a group of guys. And, I'm not a consistent shooter or whatever. I'm one of the guys that you have to worry about when I get hot. But I'm not one of these guys that I'm constantly just hitting shot after shot after shot. So, for me, when I start seeing that ball just not going in, I basically tell myself, I'm not going to try and shoot any more of these threes. I'm going to try and either get wide open jumpers or just create, pass the ball, maybe try and go inside a little bit and see if someone gets open, things like that. And of course, I'm nowhere of a ball player like these NBA players, but it just puts it in perspective for me as like, I at least have the self-awareness of, okay, I'm not hitting these shots. I need to start doing something. How am I going to affect? I need to affect defensive. I need to play really good defense. I'm going to go get some rebounds, a few more. I'm going to try and get some more assists. Maybe try and create a little bit more for other guys who are hitting their shots. And so I just feel like sometimes the Lakers just didn't seem like they wanted to do that. Austin Reeves was short on literally every freaking shot, which was driving me nuts. LeBron, he actually shot really well today, but unfortunately no one else was. D'Lo was hitting nothing. Like I said, Anthony Davis wasn't doing anything. Jared Vanderbilt, you're not really relying on him. But Rui Hachimura was the only other guy who was in, 20 plus points. It was LeBron and Rui. And at one point in the third quarter, LeBron was at 21 points. Like I think in the beginning of the third quarter, he was at 21 points. He ended up with 23. So, they're not hitting their shots. They need to go inside. And they ended up just like, oh, no, we'll just start putting up threes. And it's like, it's not your game. That's the Golden State Warriors game. Klay Thompson can put up as many shots as he wants. Steph Curry is proven to be one of the greatest shooters of all time. That's not the Lakers. That is the Warriors. And what I love about the Warriors, what they do is they rely on their shooters. And sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. Because Draymond, he's wide open for a bunch of threes, but he never takes them anymore because he understands, listen, I'm not going to affect the game that way. I'm going to affect it other ways. So I'm just going to stick to my game. And that's what he did. And I feel like the Lakers need to get that through their head is they need to play their game, not the Warriors game. So hopefully game 3 is a lot better. It's going to be in LA, so that's going to be really, really fun. Hopefully LeBron goes inside. I don't need LeBron taking, how many threes did he take today? 8 threes. I don't need him taking 8 threes. I'm okay him taking like 5, maybe 6 if he's hot, but he doesn't need to take that many threes. He needs to go inside more. He creates for Anthony Davis when he goes inside. He creates things for other guys, for D'Lo. I think D'Lo gets more confident when LeBron goes inside. I think Austin Reeves starts going, okay, now they're starting to double LeBron. Now let me start scoring a little bit. He creates opportunities for the rest of the team when he's going inside. So LeBron, go inside, maybe hit a couple of jumpers here and there, and I'm sure it'll open things up for you. So Lakers, play your game. Don't play the Warriors game.